Well, happy Friday to you all. Now, it's a little bit of deja vu for me. If you've seen my Instagram, you will have seen had a little bit of an issue. Now, as I say, it's Friday the 9th, and today one is, it's a video. I am going to be live over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the 10th and 11th. So I will be live same time, 9:15 here in the UK, 4:15 Eastern time, 1:15 Pacific time. Now for today, the Friday the 9th, I have filmed all this, and guess what? I forgot to hit the unmute button. So I filmed the whole goddamn lot with no sound. And I watched it back and it just wasn't feasible to put out with no sound. So therefore, I apologise. This is not going to be like a whole 1 hour video. What I've had to do, because I was a whole time prepping it, filming it, and then I've lost it all basically. So what I have done is I have on this video only, I have pre-prepped, pre-cut all the bits that I'm going to need. So this video will probably be about 15-20 minutes or so, simply because I stupidly forgot to hit the unmute button. So the calendar's already open. We'll still do a little bit of a reveal as if we've not seen it before, and then I'll show you the measurements for the first layer of what I'm going to do, and the rest are mats and layers that I'll talk you through. So without further ado, let's jump straight across, and we are going to have a look at our advent calendar. It is door number 9, so we will open it up. Let's pretend we're going to open the door. It's up here. Open, 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 open. Oh, wow, lovely, fab. Let's open the tin foil. Let's close it all. Let's do what we usually do, and that's tie it up, ready for tomorrow. And then we can then show you, ooh, just like that, we have got our butterfly edgeable. Now, it's 4 inches by 1 inch, and I know that off the top of my head because, as I say, I've been filming this morning and it didn't work, typical because of the volume. Unmute. But we've got our butterfly. So this is our butterfly edgeable that we've got here. So what I have already done is I have got a piece of baby pink cardstock. Now, the pink I used originally within my other finished sample is the pink linen from the Hummingbird collection, but I've used it all because of my finished sample and of course for the one that I've recorded. So therefore I'm just going to go in with this lighter pink, baby pink cardstock. So I have cut it to 6.5 inches by 6.5 inches, and then what you're going to do all the way round, you're going to measure in at 1 1/4 inches. So I'm going to do a little pencil line at top and bottom, and then what I'm going to do is, using my ruler and pencil, I'm going to join that up, and then we're going to do that all the way round. So that's 6.5 by 6.5, and we've come in at 1 1/4 inches at 1 1/4 inches all the way round, which then looks like that. Now I have done it lightly because what we will do is we will rub out the lines. So what I'm going to do is take my die. Now the measurements inside, it is 1 1/4 by 4, so it fits our edgeable just beautifully. So for this you will need your large Gemini because of the actual size, which is 6.5 by 6.5. Of course you can use any other die cutting machine, but it does need to be a large one. So all that I'm going to do is the bottom edge of my die, I'm going to line along on my pencil line. So I'm going to tape that one on, and then what we're going to do is we're going to run it through our Gemini. So we're going to cut, and then once we've cut it, what we're going to do is we're going to take it off, and then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. We're going to feed it in, we're going to cut it, we're going to turn it around, and we're going to do the same on that edge and then exactly the same on that one. Now what will happen is, because you've got the cutting points all the way round, all this waste all the way round will release. If there's any little bits of cardstock just attached in these corners, just snip it with your scissors, and once you have done that, it will look like that. So then what that's doing is that is giving you a 4x4 panel in the middle here. So that's how you're going to achieve that one. So once again, we're going to cut our card 6.5 inches by 6.5 inches. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a light pencil line at 1.25 inches in, and we're going to do that all the way round. And then in these little sections here, what we're then going to do is we're going to die cut all the way round that we can see here. So that is what then gives us that. So now what we can then do is we're wanting to do a matten layer within the middle here. So remember what I was saying earlier on at the start of the advent? I have used the paper pad, and I'm using the paper pad from door number 24. So I've taken what was this one just here. I have taken my pattern paper pad. Now this flowery one, that was 6x6. This was on the very, very top. So I've taken this one, and then I have cut it down to 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then I've done a very fine black matten layer all the way around, which that is then going to sit into place here. So what I'm going to do just now is I'm going to take my tape runner, got 2 of them here, so I'm going to take my tape runner, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that one into the middle here. So if I position that into place like so, so we've then got our beautiful butterfly edge all the way round. And then what I've also already done is I've taken one of my favourite fonts, and that was from our fancy font die range. This is from a good couple of years ago, and I've taken the Love. So I have die cut this Love die in the pink and also in the black. And then what I've done is a drop shadow with my tacky glue, which gives me that look here. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my tacky glue, and then I'm going to add that to the back, and then let's see if I can get that last little bit of glue coming out. Let's see if it's going to work. Not running out. So I'm going to jump now to my dotted tape runner, so I don't need to mess about with my tacky glue. So what I'm then going to do, but I'm going to then come in, and then I'm going to sit that into the middle here. You can go at a different angle if you want to, at a jaunty angle, but I'm going to go relatively straight. And then what I'm also going to do is I've got some really small pink gems. So I'm going to go in. Now you know what I'm usually like with all of my gems. I will add a tiny, tiny little bit of tacky glue to secure them, you know, when they're in transit or they're being moved. and I'm going to go 3 round the curve of the L, and then I'm going to do 3 round the curve of the V, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to then take my little bits just into here. So what I'm then going to do is take my little gems and I'm going to press that there. So that's round the E that you can see here. Now I'm saying see, I know that they really are small. You can see here that we're just getting a little bit of a bling from the gems. And then what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to go in and then I'm going to add some foam pads to the back to add a little bit of extra height. So pop them into there, and then I can sit that one to the side. I'm going to bring in my 7x7 card blank, and what I've also done is I've taken, this is just our watercolour card, and I've wanted to use this one because I wanted that bit of texture. Now you can use our linen cardstock, you could use our pearlescent, you could use hammered cardstock, but with that little bit of texture, what we've got is our watercolour card, and it's cut to 6x6. And once again, I've put 3 little gems and 3 little gems in each corner. And then I'm going to add my adhesive. So I'm going to go all the way in with my tape. And then I've gone in with a piece of our black matte cardstock. And then what we're going to do is we're going to press that in. Now I cut the black matte to 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then what I've done is I've trimmed away to make it a very fine black matte layer. And then what I've done is taken another piece of the baby pink and I've cut that to 6 1/2 inches by 6 1/2 inches. So I'm going to add my tape on, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that one into place here. So I'm using my tape and I'm having it so that my gems are at the top left and bottom right hand corner. Then what I'm going to do, let's turn it over, and then we are going to add some more tape. And then I've got my card blank. I like a top fold, as many of you will know by now. I'm just going to zoom out ever so slightly, and I'm going to pop that into place. So that still gives me an additional white border all the way round. Press that one into place, and then I'm going to come back into my topper that I've done here. Now that could easily just sit on a small 6x6 card if you want to. It doesn't have to be 7x7. But on the flip side, you could do it onto a big 8x8 card, so you have a lovely big white frame all the way round. That's up to you. But taking the foam pads off that we can see here, and then I'm going to press that into place. And that is all that I'm going to do. So I'm going to set that to the side there, and I'll bring in the one that I've done previously. The only difference is this is using the pink from our Hummingbird collection. So you can see the difference in sharpness of pink. So that's what I've done previously. Only difference is the shade of pink from Hummingbird collection. And then this one here is just a baby pink. That was a smooth cardstock, but it could be our pearlescent cardstock, or our Centura Pearl, sorry, or it could be our Shedless Glitter card. That's up to you. But they have been made using our Butterfly Edgeable, which was behind door number 9 of our Crafter's Companion 2022 Advent Calendar, Friday the 9th of December. It is 4 inches by 1 inches, and of course you can create that edgeable factor or you can do things like that. What we can do, just to give you another little bit of inspiration, seeing as it is a short video, I'm going to bring in a piece of card. Now, if you're going to use it as an edgeable, don't use a card blank that's already made, that already has a score line through it, because you'll end up seeing that. So what to do, let's go in with just a random size here. So what I've done is 5 by 6. And what I'm then going to do, so we have got 5 inches by 6 inches. Now, fold it in half. I would have a score line. I don't want that just now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the halfway point. So that goes for whatever size card blank you're creating. This will, of course, this will create a 5 by 3 card, because we will fold it in half. So what I'm then going to do is I'm then going to go in and I'm just going to join them together. So what I can then do now is come in with my edgeable, and this is where I'm going to make sure I've got that bottom edge, because it cuts all the way round but not along the bottom. That stays in place. So I'm going to set that right on top of that pencil line, and then once I'm happy I've got it right where I need it to be, I'm going to press that in. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to bring in my junior plates. So I need my base, my plastic, I need my top plate as well. So what we can do, pop that one in, I'm going to go in, it will just fit that way, which will give us an even better cut. So all that I'm going to do then is run that one through my junior. So if you are using it as the edgeable, instead of having a pre-made card blank, do it yourself, so that instead of having the score line, where the score line would be, you're going to do a pencil line, then we'll finish off that score line ourselves in a moment. So then what we can do, take that one away. You would then take your eraser and rub out those lines at the side, but you'll see it's cut at the top but not at the sides. So we're going to go in with our scoreboard, and where we've got these pencil lines where you can just see your pencil line, we're going to score that. So we're going to score from the edge to the cut line. So we're going to score, and then I'm going to do the same down here. So where we've got our pencil line from the edge just to the cut line, what we can then do is bring that one in. I'm going to zoom out a little bit for you, and then what we can do is fold our card in half. We have now got our butterfly edgeable that you can see here, and if we had that score line in to start with, that would have had a score all the way along, and that would have been a lot more flimsy. So you will see you've got your aperture at the back. You can just piece another bit of card behind it to cover it, but it still looks really, really effective. So that's how you would use the edgeable in that traditional edgeable way. Of course, it could go any way you like, or do it all the way round, so then you can create a card that looks like that. So I know this was very much of a shorter video that we can see here. I'm going to go right up for you to see a bit close up. And it was, as I say, shorter video, round about 20 minutes. But that was my mistake, because I have filmed this whole video for an hour, just over an hour, and I hadn't unmute the software. So yeah, it was just me, silence, crafting away. So there we go. So a bit of a shorter, but at least I've still explained the steps, I've explained the measurements, the cuts, how I created it as well, just in a simpler forum. So if you are watching these in date order, we are Friday the 9th, that was. I will be live tomorrow, Saturday the 10th, and Sunday the 11th. Monday the 12th will be a video because I'll be at Hobby Maker here in the UK, and I'll be travelling home at night. I won't get home till about 10:30, 11:15 at night. So therefore, that will be a video. Thank you so much. I am just double checking again that I have not been on mute this whole video, which I haven't. So thank you so much. I hope you really enjoyed that card and that project in a different way to use the edgeable. But there we go. That was your butterfly edgeable from door number 9. We'll see you later on. Bye.